beautiful people out there in YouTube land. This is Darlene, and I can't wait to get into your reading today. I've got a new deck, well, relatively new to me. I don't think you guys have seen it. It's just the most beautiful artwork, and it's by, hang on a second, I want to tell you who this is by. It is the Arcanum Tarot. Here's the box, one second. I'll show this to you. Arcanum Tarot. And this, I'm an artist, so this is just stunning, stunning artwork in here. I was blown away. It was even prettier. The cards are even, and the artwork is even nicer than I anticipated. So that's always a happy thing. Thank y'all for being here and for clicking on my video. If you haven't been here before, here's the deal. I shuffle cards, I put them down. I don't really look at them. I'm looking at the birds and whatever out my window, because I usually have somebody already coming through. So you just kind of have to look at my table here and listen to me yak on a bit. Not a whole lot of visual stimulation for you, sadly, but I'm working on that. I'm thinking of some ideas of how I might change that. So getting into our reading today, I have a gentleman coming through. And he actually tried to come in yesterday, but I think I was just too tired, I'll be honest with you. I think I was too tired. I couldn't pull the story through or connect with the story. So I'm waiting for the deck. Is it ready? No, one more shuffle? Okay, thank you. He is showing me what was wrong with him, how he died. Here, I'll pull these cards while I'm yakking. They don't always do that. Sometimes they would much rather you focus on how they lived than how they died. So I always know when they do that, for me as a reader, that is relevant to the message they want to bring through, or relevant to some concern that the living person has about how they died. It has a relevance, in other words. Let me put these down. Okay. And also, I don't know if these cards will be to tell you something about your story, or if it's just going to validate the story of the man I'm bringing through. I'm not even looking at them. Obviously, they're face down. I'm looking out the window as I'm talking. So you just have to kind of stare at these cards and wonder, get excited about the mystery that they will bring you. Ta-da! All right, enough yakking. Okay, so the man I have coming through, he is, I'm going to say, mid-40s, maybe late 40s ish. So he wasn't that old, but certainly was not young. He is showing me himself in the hospital bed, and he shows me, which I had to really kind of tune into this. He's showing me, he keeps saying, showing me a hole, like if you're looking at you can't see my hands, I'm touching myself like you can see me, the left part of his upper chest. And he's saying, showing me a hole there. So I don't know if that means, I mean, it could mean a number of things. It doesn't, it's like above and to the left of where the heart is, and yet I'm just not certain, but it feels to me like he's telling me he had lung cancer and he had to have part of his lung removed, or he had a tumor there where he had to have something removed. Now, there was an outside chance that wasn't it, that he literally had a hole in his chest caused from something. If that feels more like your story and the rest of this you can relate to, then this very well could be your relative. But I'm feeling more that it was a surgery caused hole in his chest. So the reason he's showing me that is now I'm getting more into connecting with the living. I don't know, this is for a female, well, indirectly for another male, but you were either his sister or his wife. Very probably both, because you obviously would have known this man and were related and concerned about his health and that sort of thing. So it could be a message for both of you. One of you, I think, let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. Forgive me. He was a smoker. Okay, that's relevant to the story in a big way. He was a cigarette smoker. And now back to you, the viewer. One of you was a smoker and quit, and one of you kind of quit. You cut back, but you still sneak. Because he's showing me this woman sneaking out to have a cigarette, sneaking away from the family or whatever to have a cigarette, or going out in the garage or whatever. He's also showing me that he did that. He tried to quit. Maybe he even did for a little while, but he just kept kind of going back to it. He just really could never kick it. And he is showing me the same sort of thing, like he would go out in the garage, or looks more like a work shed, a tool shed or something, and would smoke. And I get the feeling that he never smoked in the house. He's saying, I don't know if maybe if you were his wife, you wouldn't let him, or that was just an agreement that you had. And it's interesting too, because my brother was that way. He smoked all his life. He tried, he'd switch to pipes, and he'd do this and that. And in the end, he kind of went to pipes and cigars. But he never smoked in his house, even after his wife of 35 years passed away and he was living alone. He never smoked in his house. It was just a thing that I'm not going to bring that into my house. It's my bad habit, but I'm not bringing it in the house. So I get the feeling you were like that. You just didn't smoke in your house. And then part of it was you were probably trying to hide it a little bit from other people. But let's see, what else is he showing me? Oh, this is completely sidebar. But it's a way that you will know if this is your person or not, your relative. He's showing me that himself on the lake. He used to like to water ski. He's showing me himself water skiing. Okay, okay. Thank you. He's making the point that now that I understand why he's bringing that through, that's how he knew there was a problem, because he was saying something about when he went to water ski, something was different. Maybe it was his lungs. He couldn't get the air he needed. He just knew something physically was not right with his body. And that was sort of the beginning of him realizing something was going on there. Although I'm not sure he shared that with anybody. He may not have, but that was sort of the beginning. And he looks back on that fondly, though. He used to love that, and he liked being out on the water. I think I see him also like in a boat fishing, and he's showing me himself smoking in the boat. He's saying, mainly I just like being out there and being alone, because nobody would nag me and I could smoke and nobody would, chastise me about it. He said, but I did like just the being on the water. So he really enjoyed that. He said it wasn't really about the fish. I know several people like that, actually, that just like to be out on the boat, but not necessarily for the fish. In fact, I know fishermen that would catch and release just to be out on the water. So now back to the family, back to you, the viewer. He's showing me this background story because it's relative, as I said, to you and your lives. Now he's showing me that one of you has a son, and he has a very specific message to bring through that, like alcohol. If you have an alcoholic parent, you are automatically predisposed, genetically predisposed. You've got that gene because it's passed through your DNA. Even if you were already born yet, there's a magic in how that all happens, or it's not a good magic necessarily, but it does happen. So he's bringing this up because one of you has a son. I almost feel like this is the sister's son. I'm not certain that it was his son, but there is a son involved here. I feel like he's in his teens, maybe late teens, could be as old as 20-ish, whatever. And he has started to smoke, and I don't think you know this. I think he's hiding it from you because he knows it's sensitive, because it caused this man's death ultimately. He's hiding it from you, but he's sneaking. He's sneaking out and smoking, and you don't know about it. And he's coming through today to give this message because he's very concerned. Yes, concerned because he cares about this young man, and because he realizes that he couldn't beat it, and he doesn't want this young man to get that far down the road with the addiction that he can't beat it. But not more importantly, equally important, he's telling me this is a premonition or a whatever you. In other words, he has the ability to see from the other side what we cannot see. Yeah, logically that would make sense that if he's got that, something could statistically manifest, but he's saying no, it's more than that. He said, I can see it happening. If he doesn't quit this, this is going to manifest, and I need them to know that. I want them to know that. He's got to get it. He's got to stop now. He's got to stop now, because he's saying he will manifest. This young man it will manifest in him much earlier than this man, and it could be a very potential bad news for him to be dealing with this so young in his life. So I hope that I got that message through clearly, and I'm talking and asking him at the same time, so bear with me. Yes, he's nodding. Yes. Okay, well, let me see what these cards are talking about. Again, I don't know if they will be for you, the viewer, or more about his story. Let me see. And if you will allow me just a moment of quiet here to tune in, I'm grateful. While you're over there doing nothing and I'm tuning in, y'all, please hit that like button. I'd be so grateful. You know, I'm just getting started here on YouTube, and any interaction you have with my video is appreciated. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe, because, you know, that's it's a small thing, but it goes a long way for us small channels as we're trying to get started here. And you never know. I never know who I'm going to bring through. I never know. I'm not in charge of that. Spirit is. So I could bring through someone you're hoping to hear from. Okay, now I'm going to be quiet for just a second while you get over there and you click those buttons and show me some love. All right, just a second here. All right, I am getting a very specific story here, a couple stories actually. One of you, again, I'm talking to two different women here. I realize there's two women involved that he's wanting to address here. One of you could be, well, money's looking good, I will say that. Money's definitely looking good. I think that probably the wife, his wife inherited some money. Maybe it could have been both of you inherited some money when he passed away, which was much needed. But I mean, he's saying he understood you would have never wished for that in a million years, but he's glad he could do that. That's essentially, I'm glad I can do that for you. I can see that at least my passing made a difference. It actually transformed your world in a big way. Someone in the family is coming out of the closet. Someone is I don't know if this is a young woman or it could be one of you two women is gay and coming out of the closet, or just came out of the closet. And he's saying, yeah, he's saying he's giving you a thumbs up. He's saying he's perfectly okay with that. He said, I just want you to be happy. Don't listen to other people who are naysayers. Don't listen to anybody else. You go after your happiness. He's making that very clear. You know, I mean, he just keeps giving me this thumbs up thing. He's happy about that. And let me see what else here. I know there's, I'm feeling another message bubbling up, so y'all, it takes a minute here. when there's this much information, I'm trying to sift through it. There's something about this Queen of Wands. I can't, I just want to touch it. And God, these cards are just so magnificent. The artwork. Y'all see this in her beautiful satin dress, and she's looking voluptuous there, and she's got her black cat there waiting at her command. The Queen of Wands is a force to be reckoned with. She is sensual. She's gorgeous, confident. She can be an entrepreneur. She can be, she takes action. She's hot. That's what they say. Not always as dependable as like a Queen of Pentacles, for example, or the Empress or something, but she's, yeah, and there's something about this. I'm trying to get the story here. It's okay. I'm getting it. Okay, thank you. Took me a minute on that one. So he's telling me to tell you this is what you need to do more of. Don't try to hide away. Because the energy keeps bouncing me back between the Queen and the cat, and the Queen and the cat, and the Queen and the cat. What is this about? Well, to me, black cats in this case, this means mystery and things hidden and what hide in the shadows and that kind of thing. Whereas she clearly in her red dress, and she's all that, and got her staff ready to kick butt or whatever she's going to do with that. Reign her kingdom. It is quite a quite a contrast. And so what I think here is he's saying he sees you going from being more withdrawn and held back to wanting to get in touch with your Queen of Wands here. He's saying this is in you, and you're wanting it, you're being tempted by it, but you haven't, for whatever reason, given in to that in the past. And he's saying he's encouraging you to do more of that. He's encouraging you to dress up, to wear things that flatter your body, not to be, seductive necessarily, but just wear. He's saying something about your clothes. Apparently you don't wear clothes that fit your body, or you wear big bulky whatevers, and he's saying wear something that fits your body, that flatters you. Don't be afraid to wear bright colors. That's another thing. He's just showing me somebody who has a very dull, like almost gray palette, and they kind of stick with those. He's saying no, be like this Queen of Wands, put on that hot red dress and let it show your shape and get out there and shine. But it's more about the confidence. He's wanting you to show your confidence in yourself, wanting you to get in touch with this because it will help you be more confident. And he's saying, I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. I'm laughing because he said, and put on some lipstick. That's so funny. That is so specific. Okay, all right. So put on some lipstick, he said. Okay. I hope that will mean something to somebody out there. But it has to do, wow, these are such incredibly good. I don't know if I've ever pulled a reading that had such good positive cards in it like this. This is amazing. I know this is not a love reading or a career or money reading, but these are great cards. Your money's looking good, but he's connecting these two now, or the Spirit's connecting the energy. He's saying when you do this and you start changing your look, owning your beauty, inner beauty, gaining more confidence, this is going to change your money. And this is true, y'all. This is just sort of a general law of manifestation. You start believing in yourself, then that starts a ripple effect, and things you're able to attract more. So I feel like that's sort of the message here is if you get more in touch with this side of yourself, start owning your natural beauty, pardon me, and your confidence will grow, your money's going to be better, and you're going to have this happy happily ever after here. And again, if you are the woman who's coming out here, this is showing me that you have a happily ever after ending partner coming if they're not already in your life. But he's just asking you to step it up a little bit so that this will, you can easily attract this. Yeah, okay. And a second message, maybe the Tower, meaning that could have been his death, that enabled this money to come to you, has transformed you and is giving you the opportunity. I know this is the Death card, but it also means transformation. Something ends so something else can begin, which then enables you. Maybe it's because you didn't have the money to buy nice clothes or get your hair done or get your nails done or whatever. And maybe that's saying now, he's saying, use this money to take care of yourself now. Don't be afraid to spend a little bit, because you're going to have more coming in. It's going to be okay. I think you've got a good job. Either if you don't have one, you're getting ready to get one. And it's going to bring in your happily ever after here with this happy home. And that's why the Hermit card was here, because he sees that that's what you were doing. I think he says, look at the contrast between these two cards. The Hermit going within. Now that's not the meaning. Again, I don't read the archetypal messages in these cards much like you would a love reading always, but the pictures alone. He is alone in a cold looking environment, bleak and introspective, whereas she's going to party, y'all. She's all dressed up, got her red dress on, about to go take on the world here. And so I feel like you've sort of been juggling. This to me, it's like you've always had that in you, but you've just never let it come out. You've kind of always been in this hermit mode. Spirit's saying, yep, that's the truth. That is the truth. And and one more, and he's saying, or they're saying, they want you to start living your truth more. Living the truth, being who you truly are. Learn the lessons of, this is a Page of Pentacles, which is, learning, growing, taking this as a spiritual lesson from the Hermit to learn and grow and be you, be authentically you. All right, let me ask if there's anything else. Thank you. I'm sorry, that was a message for me, not for y'all. That's it, y'all. Thank you so very, very much for being here, and hope you made it to the end. Again, I would be so grateful if you'd subscribe to my channel. I might be bringing through your person next. You just never know. And hit that like button on your way out. Thank you all so much. I wish you many, many blessings, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.